If you get cancer, people sit up and take notice. Then maybe they'd work harder to find a cure.
Why don't you cure it?
Here we go again. Then you wouldn't have a purpose.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times shows dealt with breast cancer.
My advice? You gotta clear out the noise. Make room for your own feelings.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most identifiable, heartbreaking, and life-affirming TV storylines that shined a much-needed light on this form of cancer. This entails some spoilers. Which show do you think did the best job at addressing breast cancer? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, My Manhood, Scrubs. People often think of breast cancer as a condition exclusive to women. Statistically, breast cancer is more common among females, but when a man notices a lump, they should also take it seriously.
John, it looks like you have some skin puckering. I'm just gonna order some tests and see what's going on, okay?
Every year, more than 2,000 men are diagnosed with this kind of cancer. In a season 7 Scrubs episode, John is shocked to learn that anyone can get breast cancer. While most breast cancer storylines deal with fear, John's emphasizes embarrassment. Nobody should feel ashamed about having breast cancer, but many still can't help but experience such feelings, which is why you need a strong support system. In John's case, though, he chooses to go it alone. It's not the most optimistic resolution, but it sadly rings true for some.
Men are always doing this to themselves. If they say they don't want your help, you can bet your ass they really need it.
Number 9, breast cancer survivors, A Million Little Things. A Million Little Things is another show that reminds us men can get breast cancer too.
It is a real thing. It only affects 1% of us, but it got all of me. Believe me.
This isn't the only reason that Gary Mendez's storyline stands out. When we first meet Gary, he's in remission after battling cancer. Although Gary has seemingly overcome the hardest part, trauma and the fear that it'll come back can take a toll on survivors every day.
Well, what we all here share in common is the incredible relief to be in remission. That said, we all take life after breast cancer in a different way, and you have to find the way that works for you.
Maggie identifies with this as her cancer returns early in the series. At first, Maggie would rather make the most of the time she has left than undergo more treatment.
If any of these other people knew what I know, trust me, they would want you to get treatment, Maggie.
Gary, they do know, and they all support my decision.
As her romance with Gary blossoms, though, she finds the strength to keep fighting. Unfortunately, Gary and Maggie's experience with cancer doesn't end there, but they're not alone.
When we reviewed the CAT scan we took after surgery, we found another mass.
Before we say goodbye.
In which breast?
Neither. It's in your lung.
Number 8, Who Says It's Fair? Cagney and Lacey. When the writers decided to have Mary Beth Lacey confront cancer in this two-parter, actress Tyne Daly reportedly told them, quote, "Guys, what's the matter? You don't like me?" Although Lacey initially felt rejection, she came to see this as an opportunity to not only tell an important story, but to tell it right.
I'll figure it out! I'll figure it out!
The police procedural was praised for its informative depiction of breast cancer without coming off as preachy. These episodes explore denial, anxiety, and the frustration cancer patients feel when others treat them differently.
I have to have an operation, but I don't want people treating me like I'm some kind of freak. I would appreciate it if everybody just forget about it, please.
At the story arc's core is the titular friendship, which sees Cagney convince Lacey to get a second opinion. In due course, Lacey gets a lumpectomy instead of a mastectomy, putting her on a smoother road to recovery.
Biopsy on the lymph glands was negative. She's okay. She's fine.
Number 7, Dana's diagnosis, the L word. Discovering a lump on her breast, Dana soon finds that she has invasive ductal carcinoma, an aggressive and the most common form of breast cancer. It isn't until after Dana learns that her cancer has spread that she decides to open up to others.
I don't think I should be the only one. They've known you for a long time, baby. They love you. They would want to be there for you. If they knew that this was more serious. I told them what I wanted to tell them.
While she pushes Laura away, Dana grows closer than ever to Alice. Tragically, Dana's health deteriorates quickly, dying as Alice takes a break from her bedside after 5 agonizing days.
Blood pressure started to fall. And
spite of our best efforts, we couldn't bring it back up, and her heart failed. I couldn't get her back. I'm very sorry.
As if that's not heartbreaking enough, Dana's prejudiced parents shun her friends at the funeral, forcing them to take matters into their own hands. After 3 seasons, it wasn't easy watching Dana go, but an anonymous $1 million donation was made to the Dr. Susan Love Research Foundation in her honor.
I'll always be there. Always be. I'll always be.
Number 6. It's Only a Test. Beverly Hills 90210. The SATs are always stressful, but things are put into perspective when Brenda discovers a lump undergoing a far more nerve-wracking test. Although cancer is difficult for anyone to grasp, it's especially distressing for a young person who thought they were healthy.
Why is this happening to me? Mom, I'm so scared. And people keep on telling me that everything's gonna be okay, but what if it's not?
Brenda is fortunate as her biopsy comes back negative. The episode teaches an important lesson about breast self-exams.
We were just following this article on how to test ourselves.
That's very commendable. I wish more women would do that.
Years later, actress Shannon Doherty examined herself like Brenda, receiving a breast cancer diagnosis in March 2015. It wasn't until a fan mentioned this episode on Twitter that Doherty remembered Brenda's cancer scare. Although she was in remission by 2017, Doherty's cancer has since returned and is in stage 4. A true fighter, Doherty has informed and inspired.
A lot of people who get diagnosed with stage 4, they sort of get written off. It's assumed that they cannot work or they can't work at their full capacity. And that is not true.
Number 5. Zoe's shocking X-ray. Jane the Virgin. A virgin who accidentally undergoes artificial insemination, Jane Villanueva can safely say that not many others have been in her shoes. However, her mother faces an all-too-familiar challenge when a seemingly routine hospital visit results in a frightening discovery.
What is it?
We took an X-ray of your chest to check the rib, and we found something else. A lump in your breast.
Xiomara is diagnosed with stage 3 invasive lobular carcinoma, capturing the unpredictable nature of breast cancer and cancer in general. Above all else, this storyline captures the difficult decision-making process that comes with cancer as Zoe tries to do what's best for her body and mind.
Feels like I'm in a movie or something. That's so stressful, you know? To have to make life-changing decisions when I'm barely even able to process my diagnosis.
And luckily, everyone has an opinion on what you should do.
Exactly.
Zoe's battle also showcased a chemotherapy treatment rarely depicted on TV, cold cap therapy. Although it reduces hair loss, this treatment isn't much easier to endure, but Zoe remains surrounded by loved ones as she beats it.
I'm cancer-free.
Oh, yeah.
Number 4. Breast Cancer Awareness Season. Murphy Brown. Murphy Brown regularly tackled serious subjects, such as addiction, sexual harassment, and the unwarranted stigma that can come with being a single working mother. In the show's 10th and initially final season, Murphy faced her most dire challenge yet, breast cancer. The season touches upon many experiences that can come with cancer, such as wearing a wig, attending support groups, and learning to say the word out loud. And yes, there's room for humor, courtesy of medical marijuana.
Do you like yours fluffy or flat?
No, a sandwich. Peanut butter and potato chips and salsa.
I like mine fluffy. Dear Lord.
What?
My hands are enormous.
The season culminates with Murphy undergoing surgery and having an out-of-body interview with God. Diane English, the show's creator, delivers Murphy's clean bill of health.
It was nothing, Murphy. Just a cyst. Congratulations and enjoy the rest of your life.
Demonstrating how influential the sitcom was even during its later seasons, that year saw a 30% rise in women getting mammograms.
That's a huge impact that a show, a comedy, could have on the health of people.
Number 3. Samantha the Survivor, Sex and the City. Like Murphy Brown, Sex and the City wrapped up its initial run with a breast cancer storyline.
I'm going to give you all the information, and I don't want you to get upset or start worrying. And the only reason I'm telling you now and not later is I didn't want to accidentally blurt out, I have cancer in the middle of Miranda's wedding.
Although older than her 3 friends, Samantha Jones has always been the show's liveliest character. Samantha is forced to confront her mortality when she goes in for breast augmentation and comes out with a breast cancer diagnosis. While her 3 soulmates and boyfriend, Smith, remain supportive throughout, Samantha feels as if her identity is being stripped away as she loses her hair and sex drive.
Yeah. Cancer. Turns out, not so hilarious.
When she removes her wig at a cancer benefit dinner, Samantha finds that she's still the same person. Fearless, outspoken, and not giving a hoot what others think of her. Cancer changes people, but that doesn't mean you can't still be yourself. Number 2, Christina the Brave, Parenthood. Season 4 is considered by some fans to be this show's most powerful, due in part to Christina Braverman's breast cancer diagnosis.
It's a small tumor.
Good, so she may not need chemo.
Right. Well, we don't know yet. Size of the tumor is just one of the characteristics we look at. A small tumor can be very aggressive.
Christina's story arc came from a real place, as actress Monica Potter found something suspicious when she went in for a mammogram. Wondering how this might impact the show, Potter suggested that they explore breast cancer.
I want to be able to come to you and just say, Adam, I'm really scared today, and I just want you to hear it. I don't want you to tell me to think positive or that everything is gonna be great.
Parenthood creator Jason Katims' wife is also a breast cancer survivor, so it's not all that surprising that Katims was already considering a cancer storyline. Thankfully, Potter only had a cyst, but Christina would battle cancer in an arc that put the brave in Braverman. Potter delivered what might be the performance of her career, with many feeling she should have received an Emmy nomination for this season.
I may not always be with you the way that I want to be, but I will never leave your side.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. Stage 2 and Placebo Effect, Archer. For all the dark humor, Ruth's fate leads to some powerful character development.
I thought you were rampaging.
Right, yes. Here we go, all right? I got this. Franny Delaney, let's take a walk.
Lisa's Belly, The Simpsons. Real-life breast cancer survivor Renee Ridgely voices the progressive Dr. Wendy Sage.
I'm sorry. I just find it a little hard to believe that everything's going to be solved just because you swing a gold pocket watch in front of my face.
Oh, hypnotism has come a long way since pocket watches.
Celia's Cancer, Weeds. Just when it looks like things can't get worse, life throws more cargo into her life.
I have cancer.
Rosalind the Resilient, Battlestar Galactica. This president never stopped fighting.
Maybe tomorrow really isn't coming. Maybe today is all we have left. And maybe, just maybe, I've earned the right to live a little before I die.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Edith's Christmas Story, All in the Family. All in the Family was groundbreaking for addressing issues that were taboo in the 70s, and in some cases are still touchy today. When this episode aired, it was beyond unconventional for a sitcom to deal with breast cancer, on a Christmas episode no less. When Edith finds a lump, she's initially in denial.
When are you gonna tell Daddy about this? Never, and don't you tell him neither.
But Ma, he's gotta know.
Oh, no, Gloria, your father has enough to think about down at work.
Even after she opens up to others and finally says the word cancer, Edith fears how Archie will view her. In one of the show's most revolutionary moments, Irene talks about having a mastectomy, normalizing it for Edith and the audience.
You mean you?
6 years ago. And you see how Frank and I get along? It hasn't made one bit of difference in our marriage. Don't bother looking, Edith.
For all his faults, Archie steps up as a supportive spouse in the end. We're left on a humorous and heartwarming note as an excited Edith finds out she's cancer-free.
Well, when they told me everything was all right, I got so excited I jumped off the examining table and I broke my ankle.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.